And then every business starts with an idea. Each one of you started with an idea you thought, or you're good at something, you've got a skill, and you're trying to monetize that. So it's all about building your brand around your idea. And when I talk about building your brand around your idea, it's about you building all around that idea. Creating a promise, creating a story. When you create a story, don't be afraid to include your personal story. Why do you do what you do? How you got to where it is that you got. And even if you include failures or setbacks, even better. The more honest and concise you are, the more hearts you will win because they'll be able to relate to you. Because they'll say, oh no, Nora from Monarca Shop she's just like us. Sometimes she's up, sometimes she's down. Alex, she has a really big vision in when it comes to fashion, and she's out there executing it perfectly. But you need to include your story. Innovation and ideas, that should never stop. You need to keep your brand fresh. You're always updating and improving something. So the bigger your idea, the better, because then you can literally break it down into chunks, which comes down to product development, which is almost like you say, okay, I'm going to develop my product. I'm going to develop this part of the product over the next 6 months. Once I achieve this, I'm going to develop that part and that part. And you can literally build a plan as big as you like, but make sure you've got a plan to innovate. A purchase moment. That is the moment that people make the purchase, or the moment that you close the sale. If you've got any ideas around it, you can look at things like, if you guys have ever bought an Apple product, anyone, whether it's an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, do you remember when you opened it? When you took it home and you opened it, it's a whole experience. It's like Apple made it nice for these unboxing videos on YouTube, right? Like, just because it's such a cool experience. That's not necessarily the purchase moment, which is what this is talking about, but it's kind of got to do with it, because sure, you don't do that, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do that in the store. You're going to buy the phone and take it home, or maybe you had it delivered to your house. But that moment when you first make contact with the product, when you open it, it's always special. And they do that on purpose. So think about your idea. What is your idea? What are you trying to build? And any of these little touches that you make, whether, if every time somebody buys jewelry, you give them a little card to teach them about butterflies, or it doesn't matter, but you can elevate the purchase moment, make it even more special for people to be purchasing something. Happy experiences that consistently over-deliver the promise. So you should be over-delivering, not under-delivering. And I want to highlight that what this means too is that you don't want to promise the world. If you know you can give the customer 5, then tell them you'll give them 2, because then you've got a little bit of a gap. I'm speaking in hypotheticals, but I think you know what I mean. Because if you promise 5, and 5 is the utmost you can give, and you cannot give 5, then they're going to walk away and say, well, you didn't deliver. You promised something and you didn't do what you said. But if you tell them you're going to give them 2, and you give them 3, they'll be, oh, wow. But your maximum is 5. At the end of the day, you cannot promise everybody your maximum. It's very hard, especially when you're starting out. If you're promising that everything is going to be perfect, everything's not going to be perfect. Mistakes will happen. But, if you promise everybody you're going to give them 150%, you might burn yourself out. Because if you're giving 150% to 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, it gets hard, especially when you don't have a team. I'm just saying that it's okay to say we'll give 2 when you know you can potentially give 5. You're just giving yourself a little room to make sure that you over-promise. That when you do pull out that 5, it's like double what the customer thought they were going to get, which is what leads to happy experiences. And that is all tied to culture and operations. It's all part of your brand idea. What is your overall idea? And in today's world, it's so much easier to do all of this because there's a lot more depth. Like, You can be on 8 different social media channels, and you can have a personality for each one. You can have a voice for each one. So it's all about how big your idea is. I also have to emphasize that you do have to have an idea though. Like it's nobody wants a plain brand that has a regular name. It has to have some flavor. And in my opinion, the flavor is because Canada is so diverse, part of that flavor has to be authentic. It has to be you, how you got here, your fight, your perseverance, all of that.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website for more content. Beach Chair Marketing, content like grains of sand.